Those are pictures of African cities. Hi, some of the fastest growing cities in the world will be in Africa. But we have some issues here. And also, why there's no sunny pictures of Lagos? Our picture of Lagos look like this, and this. Not Lagos, Nigeria in general. Are there no sun in Nigeria? Anyway, that's beside the point. Let's start this video. If you observe carefully, you'll notice that Africa borders are not natural, let alone a representation of its ethnical and cultural makeup. Just have a look at the countries in the West Africa, where most tribal boundaries tend to transbord to other countries with that particular region. It might not be the legal or official borders, but it's the borders of those tribes, the real borders. And also, most Africa countries have no real natural borders. I mean, mountains, barriers that make difficult for other humans to cross to other territories, with few exceptions like Ethiopia, which no surprise it was never colonized. What I'm trying to say is that Africa borders are not reflection of some natural formation, or history I might say, but it's a reflection of its colonial past. I'm talking about European imperialism and those fat dudes in the Berlin Conference. I say fat dudes because there were no women. We don't know, maybe Queen Elizabeth was there. We never know. Anyway, all those colonial gerrymandering that took place in Africa still have an influence on how most African cities are growing in the 21st century. Very few African cities reflect its tribal boundary, and they are growing at a fast rate that was never seen before. Actually, some of the fast growing cities in the world are in Africa. So it led us a question: where will be the biggest and most vibrant city in Africa? Before we carry on, please give a like to this video. Your feedback is really important for us, and also YouTube algorithm. Let's continue. I'm working out at the moment. Look at this, I'm doing cardio. Anyway, let's start with basic. Why cities grow in the first place and how they grow. If we pay attention, most of the cities, even better, the biggest cities, have something common, such as water, fertile land, access to the ocean, and a vast coastal area. Sorry, Ethiopia. Those are just some of the basic ingredients for a city to grow and prosper. And Africa is not an exception to the rules. The biggest cities in the continent are located with the coastal area. We are talking about Luanda, Johannesburg, Dar es Salaam, Casablanca, Cairo, Algiers, and the biggest of all cities, Lagos. Lagos doesn't have a sun, by the way. Also, with a few exceptions, such as Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, because Ethiopia is a landlocked country and Addis Ababa is far from the coast. And those are just some of the biggest cities in the continent. When the night comes and the city lights are turned on, the difference between the coast of Africa and inland is staggering. There are more lights on the coastal side of Africa than inside of Africa. In general, the closer you get to the ocean, the brighter are the lights. Those lights tell a story. They tell a story of development, progress, the concentration of human life, the country's ability to provide energy to its citizens and industries, and most important, those lights tell us where are and where will be the main cities in Africa. They will be close to the ocean, in the coastal areas. By now you might be wondering, what's so important about the coastal areas? Why all the biggest cities are in the coastal areas? Why most people live in the coastal areas? Those are good questions, actually are great questions. The answer is, hey, you're still here. I guess you enjoyed this type of video. Please subscribe to this channel for more and just to help us grow. And the answer for this is commerce. That's why cities are close to the ocean, or the sea, or the coast. Anyway, let's go back to the video. Most of the commerce is done through the sea, Actually, maritime transport is the backbone of international trade and the global economy. It is estimated that 90% of the world goods are transported by sea because it's much easier to transport product by water than by roads and air. I'm talking about ports, unload cargoes, shipping product, and even transport a lot of people. All those activities cannot be done in a landlocked country with no access to the ocean. As a result, people tend to flock to coastal areas because the coastal areas has a lot of commercial activities, and those commercial activities create good economy, and good economy attracts even more people, and economies is what creates cities and not the other way around it. And also, the coastal cities become a melting pot of culture, know-how, and most important, food. Just ask yourself, which coastal city has better culinary? You won't find any, except London. Fish and chip, your national dish? Get the hell out of here. Cause the British, colonized the whole world, and this is the best dish they can come up. Come on, what have you done with all those spices? Cause you are not using it. I hear that now it's butter chicken masala. Really? Butter chicken masala? Oh, I apologize for that. My bad. Anyway, when there's an influx of culinary from all over the world, people tend to realize what foods are really good and what foods really suck. This same principle is applicable in other areas of society and economy, and it just amplifies in the coastal area. Thus, we can safely say that the biggest city in Africa will not be in a landlocked country or somewhere inland. No, and no, it's not happening. The biggest city in Africa will be in the coast, and most likely it will have a shipping lane or multiple shipping lanes with access to the ocean. But there are two crucial factors that are more important than everything. Those factors are water and weather. Without water, there's no life. Egypt and Ethiopia understand this better than any country in Africa. And the livable weather is what allows people to live and thrive in a region. Some analysts say that cities like Dubai and Singapore will not be possible without the invention of technologies such as air conditioning and modern electricity grid. Don't get twisted, those cities can have a lot of money. The people that live there can be richer than the world average. But without electricity, how are they supposed to go up on those tall buildings? And without air conditioning, how are they supposed to live there? Those two cities are just too hot. If they try to live without those two technology, it will be a bloody hell and very inconvenient. And also, drinkable water and good weather creates a good environment for agriculture. This is the same reason why there's no big farmer or big city in the desert of Sahara. You can try, but it doesn't mean you should, especially when there's better alternatives. But there's one place in the world that meets all the requirements and beyond. It has the best weather for agriculture, the most arable land in the continent of Africa, more water than anywhere else. Not only that, it has a long river that covers more than 4,000 kilometers. Here on top, it has access to the ocean and a lot of water canals. We are talking about the Zaire River or the Congo River, which is located between the two Congos and Angola. Just have a look on how massive is this river. By volume, it is the largest river in Africa. So we can safely say that the biggest city in Africa will be there, between or within Zaire River or Congo River. You were not expecting that, don't you? You were not expecting. But that's the truth. The biggest city in Africa will be in that area, within Zaire River or Congo River. In my country, we call Zaire River because I'm at home right now, so I'm gonna say Zaire region because Zaire River. Anyway, let's move on. The biggest city in Africa will be in that area. Not the biggest city, the biggest cities, array of cities will be in that area because they have drinkable water, access to the sea, arable land, which means they can feed their people, and resource. That's everything they need to prosper. And also, the river that they have is one of the deepest in the world, which means they can carry heavy cargo into the Zaire River to all the cities in Congo. And those are the ingredients they need to build the biggest cities in Africa. Some of you might say, no, the biggest city in Africa right now is Lagos. No, it's not Lagos, it's Kinshasa. But because the numbers in Congo, in the Democratic Republic of Congo are still this high, the number that region are underreported, just like the government funds. And that will be the biggest cities in Africa. Actually, it's not something to be surprising. It's something to be expected. It's just history repeating itself.